why is it sometimes hard to trust the will of God? Like we know that his will for us is usually for good, but it's still kind of hard for us to trust him. Let me give an example. Some years back, while I was still seeking admission into the university, each time I would apply, I was like, Father, please let your will be done. The first time I tried that, I didn't get the admission. The second time I tried that, I would always say, Father, please let your will be done, because of course I trusted his will for me. And the third time I was crying, I'm like, Father, each time I tell you let your will be done, it brings me pain. I don't want your will anymore. Of course, I was angry. I was angry, But of course, I repented of what I said, because where else again would I go? I knew he was like everything, So I like, okay, please let your will be done, but I want to be happy. I want to get, admission into the university. It was hard for me to accept what he was bringing my way, because I wanted something, and since I trusted that his will was supposed to make me happy, at that time, the reverse was the case. So how do we trust God? Like, even when we're going through challenges, knowing that the challenges will, trusting that, or believing that challenge will just be for a while, but that for a while could last for years, just like, some of the things you have said, it could last for a couple of years. How do we hold on in times of these challenges? I know that, he would come through for us.
It's faith. Faith. Mm-hmm. Faith is what you use to. Faith is the virtue by which you trust God completely. That whether the result is positive or negative, I know that ultimately is for my good. Faith is is that virtue. Faith is that virtue. Well, how do you develop faith?
Yeah.
How do you develop faith? Understanding from knowledge. Yes, I know you are familiar with faith come by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. All right. So, yeah, it could be explained that way too, because it just depends on what do you mean by faith. Faith coming by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Hearing by the word of God is not hearing the word of God. Hearing by the word of God is different.
Yeah.
You are hearing by the word of God. What is the word of God? Anyway, all of that is. But let's come to the way everyone would understand it. So, yes, you need to develop that virtue. So, ordinarily, what will help you develop the virtue of faith? It will be that you have tested God in one thing, it works. You tested him in something else, it works. So every time you test him and it works, then your faith is building. And then you'd always remember, but I tested him. He said he would do that, he'd do it. He said he would do that, he would do it. He said he would do that, he would do it. So is it this one that I cannot do? He will do it again. Yes, you may have read about other people that he has done for. And then, so I'm not even depending on the stories of how he had been faithful to other people now. I'm talking about his faithfulness to you.
Yeah.
All right. So what are the things that God says? Yeah, let's use God now in this the big God, this context. So what are the, when God says, I will do this, and normally he does it. He says, I'll do this, I'll do it, and then he does it. Okay. What are these things called? These promises of, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. They are principles. They are principles.
How are they?
Principles are they are basically words that are guaranteed, laws that are guaranteed to happen. That's what principles are. So, as long as God is saying, if I say I will do it, then I will do it. It will happen. That means it is guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, anything that the universe guarantees, that is what we are saying is principle.
Okay.
Anything. So it's not like we're defining principles and then we're asking the universe to obey them. No, principles are, we're finding out the things that universe already respect and obey. And no matter what happens, the universe will always look at it. Like you say, God will look at his word and say, because I have said it in my word, it must come to pass. That's principle. So the universe will say, I'm going to do otherwise, but this is against what I have said I will do. I'll stick with this. So no matter what happens, even if the earth shifts and gets off its orbit and ceases to exist, even if the entire planet shifts, these principles, the universe will always work according to them.
Okay.
That's why they are called principles. So we did not form the word principles, and then we're now seeking universe come and endorse it for us. No. That's why they are called principles. They are to the parts, principles are to what we cannot see. The part that we cannot see, the spiritual. Excuse. Principles are to the spiritual what physical laws are to the physical.
Okay.
I'm talking about physical laws. Okay. Newton's law of inertia. Every object remains in a state of rest or uniform velocity, except compared by some other force to act otherwise. All of these physical laws, you throw something up, yes, just like they apply in the physical.
Yeah.
So also do principles apply in the spiritual. All right, so back to the question of faith. So go and find out how has it worked for you? How has God says, I will do this, and he does it. He says, I'll do this, and he does it for you. He says, I'll do this, and he does it for you. In other words, these are guaranteed events that God said will happen, and it happens.
Yeah.
In other words, observation of principle is effective, it's real, it works. So once you can establish that by yourself, then your faith will develop to a level where you say, you know what? Every time something is going to go wrong, all you are just trying to remember is, have I faltered in my own way? Of course, you cannot be perfect, but as much as I can consciously motivate myself to do, have I relaxed in my observation and practice of principle? If not, if I have been doing my best according to the knowledge, because again, you get to some level where this thing is no longer about you just trying to do your best. How much do you know? You need the knowledge and understanding of the person that you are trying to please in order to be able to please him according to his, to have passed his own certification exam.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay to start wherever you are, but at some point, you need him to be able to say, this is it. By that training, that knowledge, that connection, that joy that you find when you are alone in solitude and you are just however, I'm just trying not to use the word meditation because that's a higher level. In whatever form you can connect with him, whether by meditating in the way that you know it on some word or some principle. This principle that we discussed today, you can just meditate on it and deeper meaning than what we explained will be revealed to you. Okay, so according to the teachings that you have received, according to the joy that you feel from the inside, are you acting in accordance? So once you can say, okay, yeah, as far as I'm concerned. Of course, if you remember that, then you can also say, this must be why this is not working, because I didn't do it quite right. I should have done it like that. I should have done it like this. So, okay, Father, I'm sorry, forgive me. But if you are doing your best according to the understanding that you gain from the knowledge, from the person, from the same side that you are trying to act according to the knowledge, then be rest assured that he would always do his part. Again, the doing of his part may not be as fast as you want it, but ultimately it will be done in his own time. And his time is always, because he sees more than you see. He knows more than you know. So his time is always the best. Don't find excuse for him for not doing it at your own time. Find excuses like excuses you'll be happy with. It may not be the reason, but just say, okay, maybe if he did it at that time, there's somebody who should have seen it and taking himself up to say, why is she having it instead of me? I'm the one who should have it, and then the battle will start that you cannot win. So he wants to save you from that battle, and therefore he will delay to the time when he will do it, and nobody will come and struggle to get it back from you. All right. So that way you can develop your faith, and then when your faith now grows to a level of where I said, he did it yesterday, he do it today, he will do it tomorrow. Then you can go anywhere with that faith, knowing that as far as you do your part to do it,